as it is a moral imperative. Numerous studies have shown that the better performance in ESG corresponds with a reduction in downside risk, and it correlates to a higher return on equity. Hence, focusing on ESG is doing the best thing out there for the corporate leaders. Coming to your critical question, our government, under the leadership of Honorable Chief Minister Vijayawada Reddy, has recognized this importance of sustainability in all our endeavors. Our focus is on inclusivity and sustainability, and we do not want to compromise long-term for short-term. We have started various initiatives that make it easy for companies to be following a strong ESG policies. We have brought out the industrial zoning policy to ensure planned industrial development and to provide risk-free and investment-friendly environment. This will reduce the risk of the companies and mitigate some of the environmental and social concerns involved in setting up enterprises. We've also started Andhra Pradesh Environmental Management Corporation for managing the waste generated by the firms. The APEM cell makes the waste management sector more organized and will meet the future needs of the growing demand from the pharma industries in the AP. The role of this organization becomes significant to enhance the existing facilities and cater to the new ones built to sufficiently deal with industrial and other waste. Our industry policies also geared towards encouraging companies adopting green and clean production measures. Our government programs are geared towards improving the performance of the state in the sustainable development goals. We have decentralized the governance through village and ward secretariats, employing more than 400,000 staff. This improves the grassroots level governance, will drive the government's vision to create 100,000 MSMEs and generate large-scale employment. It's a high time that the ESG metrics find a place in overall business planning and in policy. To draw analogy with disaster management and development planning, earlier disaster management used to be treated and organized separately from the developing planning. In the past decade and a half, this view has been considerably altered, and disaster management has become an integral part of the development planning. A similar convergence needs to be achieved in business planning and policy making with regards to ESG. So again, circling back to your question, Mr. Bode, as policy makers, our thrust is to encourage and help companies which are pursuing stakeholder capitalism. Key policy issues under this consultation are: how can we support the firms which are performing well on the ESG metrics? The government can create an enabling environment and can reward better performance firms with, say, tax swaps, reduce the compliance burden, thus catalyzing a virtual cycle which emphasizes orienting the business to a long-term focus. I personally believe in an adage: what gets measured gets done. And WEF's efforts to make common metrics and consistent reporting, I believe, are the right steps in the right direction for measuring and managing sustainable value creation. The metrics should be immensely useful for policymakers as much as for the investors. We would incorporate an independent entity which would use these metrics to measure the performance of the companies that can go as an input for the policy making. One rare silver lining before I close out: with COVID-19 so far has been the investment case for ESG. The WEF Courtain will help global investors to harness the investments and drive a forward a green, inclusive and sustainable recovery. Thank you.